everybody? It's your boy K to the A to the T to the O, back at again with another video. Today we're back with some COD Zombies. Brand new map creator made Mob of the Dead Bridge Survival, and as you may know, Mob of the Dead is one of the best zombies maps of all time. So, them doing an iconic location from that map, you know I had to play it. Especially since we're in that zombie hype type area because of Halloween and the brand new DMZ zombies coming out for MW3. I'll probably ramble about that a little bit throughout this video and my honest opinions about it, but to be fair guys, I'm not super excited about it. To be fair, if you're an OG Call of Duty Zombies fan, I would just probably get BO3 because there's so many awesome custom zombie maps coming out. It's a little laggy. Hopefully that fixes itself, but man. Oh, and it's the OG. Wow. This is awesome. Let me just say off the bat. Has the default BO2 HUD. This is so nostalgic, but with that BO3 quality graphics. Oh my god. This is already beautiful. Yeah, I hope everyone's having a great October so far. We're getting closer and closer to the Halloween. Some sort of teddy bear or something. I don't want to activate the music Easter egg. Because that's probably gonna be another part. That's probably gonna be copyright, and I'll have to not do that. We're still missing a part. Okay. So this is just a survival, see how long we can last. So this might be a short video, a long video. We'll see. But I just kind of wanted to ramble on about zombies in general, especially since I've been playing a lot more custom zombies, especially since it's October and there's been so many good maps coming out. There's also a brand new Outbreak experience coming out to BO3 Customs very soon, which is honestly amazing, especially because it's going to be free, unlike the new MW3. Now, I'm going to try and make this pretty clear for most of you guys. I was not a fan of MW2 as most people are. I feel like the general census is that MW2 was not a great game. Warzone 2 was significantly worse than Warzone 1, although I wasn't a huge fan of Warzone 1 to be honest, but I could definitely see that most Warzone players did not like Warzone 2 as much as Warzone 1. The MP just felt kind of worse, although I didn't like either, to be fair as well. And it just seemed like an overall downgrade, especially since MW 2019 started off rough, but then they updated it and kept updating it, so people eventually started to like it. Now, obviously, I'm not in that consensus. I'm not a huge Modern Warfare guy. I like a lot of the older ones, like MW1 and 2 and 3, the OG originals. All these newer games all feel the same and look the same to me. Especially since the maps just keep getting worse and worse every year, it seems like. Like, I'm not a fan of any of the maps. They got the Hell's Redeemer in there, I saw that. Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of the new formula, I suppose. But I guess we could talk about some of the positives and the negatives, and then I'll get into the zombies. I guess a positive thing is that your MW2 blueprints and stuff will carry over to BO3. I mean, not BO3. I mean, MW3. Well, I'm playing BO3. So I guess that's a positive thing. That's about pretty much it, though. I can really say it's pretty much just the same game, but with better perk system and better movement. So pretty much what MW2 should have been. I'm not saying that's like a super bad thing, it just seems a little lazy. Especially in this brand new zombies mode, which I'm gonna mainly talk about now, because I don't really care about the multiplayer or the campaign, to be fair. The campaigns are always pretty solid, no matter which COD game you're playing. Some have been more significantly better than others, but I digress. So yeah, they showed off DMZ, which is, you know, not DMZ from MW2, which honestly was a fine mode. It was their take on Tarkov. It wasn't great, but, you know, it was a cool little unique idea. I didn't love it, and I didn't really hate it. They decided to take one of the things I do love, Call of Duty Zombies, and kind of make DMZ into that, as well as Outbreak. Now, I'm going to be completely transparent. I didn't love Outbreak. Outbreak was okay, in my opinion. It did some things right, and a lot of things wrong that I didn't enjoy compared to the normal COD experience. I would rather just play Cold War's Noctur Toten remake than any Outbreak map, but that was just me. But I actually did see a lot of positive things from Outbreak, and a lot of people enjoyed it. So I was kind of glad to see them take a unique, how do I say this correctly, like a unique direction with the Call of Duty franchise, the Zombies franchise, and actually get, you know, somewhat of a, somewhat followers and fandom for it. I could appreciate that, especially since, you know what, it was separate, it wasn't the main mode. But then after Cold War, they started doing this thing a lot. Now, pretty much Vanguard Zombies was pretty much just, you know, the Outbreak type style, where it was not longer round based, it was more like just time based and objective based, which I didn't mind. Objectives were always in Call of Duty Zombies. I mean, you could play it simple and do just the objective to survive, which this, you know, background gameplay, that's kind of what it is. We're just surviving as long as we can. But, you know, you could always make shields, get parts for different things, and do Easter eggs. Those weren't huge assets to me. That's not what makes me really enjoy a Call of Duty Zombies. Obviously, Easter eggs are fun and amazing to do. But if it didn't have a main Easter egg, that's not really what makes or breaks Zombies to be. As long as the core gameplay is fun, doing extra things in that map makes it extra fun. Where Vanguard Zombies kind of failed to do that, as well as Cold War a little bit. Near the end of Cold War, I was no longer enjoying just the core gameplay. It was getting really too easy, and because there's so many progressive things where you kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger, it kind of came to a point where you became too strong, or it just became too easy and repetitive. Unlike normal zombies where you could do different things, or just, it was even just hard to somewhat survive. And you had to keep hitting the box, getting different weapons, etc., etc. It just doesn't seem to ever change for Outbreak or the older Cold War maps. But that's how I felt about it. So Zombies has been going in a very strange direction for a while now. Ever since Vanguard, it seems like Treyarch has lost kind of a little bit of their way, especially since Jason Blundell kind of left. So there's no one there to do the story anymore. So the story's now just kind of there. We haven't had main zombie characters since BO4. And oh, sweet, we got the Hell's Redeemer. This is the upgraded version. Hell yeah. Love this thing. Yeah, we haven't had actual main characters since BO4, and honestly, that's kind of one of the main components that's make me stop not enjoying these games as much. So it's already been on the downhill for me of why I'm not enjoying these zombies modes as much as I used to. So they decided to make zombies into the DMZ mode, a mode I didn't really enjoy, combined with the outbreak mode, another mode I didn't super enjoy. I could see some good of it. And I was watching the COD next event, them explaining it and all this stuff, and I really just don't see who this benefits. What is the purpose of this game? It just doesn't make much logical sense. This doesn't seem to benefit the outbreak enjoyers because this is a timed experience on the Warzone map. This is just a section of the Warzone map that they took and it's just put a bunch of zombies and AIs, which I'll talk about in a sec. Ooh, Blundergat. Which I'm just like, I don't know. I'm sure you will, Brutus. I'm sure you will. Yeah, this doesn't even seem to benefit the outbreak enjoyers because this is a timed experience locked to an hour, and once it's up to an hour, as far as I'm aware, it'll start the storm, I guess, kind of similar to a BR, the zombie storm, or I don't remember necessarily what they called it, but pretty much like a battle royale, the circle or it starts to shrink and you need to exfil / leave the experience because you'll slowly start dying, the zombies will be stronger, etc, etc. Pretty much it kicks you out of the experience. So zombies, which before used to be, you know, round based, it goes as long as you can, no longer has that option for normal veteran zombie players. It's maxed to an hour. You can't get much longer than an hour, which some people will say is a good thing and some people will say it's a bad thing. Me personally, I just don't understand that mentality. Zombies is a perfect game where if you just want to shoot zombies for an hour, you can do that. Like even maps like this, if you wanted to play this map for an hour and then get off and quit, you can. It's not like there's an actual it's not like there's a absolute goal for most of these maps, or the goal is just buying an ending which just says game over, you won this map, or even doing an Easter egg and it's like you did it, you beat the map. You know, all these zombies maps can be experienced in their own unique ways. There shouldn't really be a limit or a timer, in this case, telling you when or when you cannot play the game, in my opinion. That's how I always enjoyed my zombies. I enjoyed the zombies at my own leisure. But this definitely just seems to be similar to the DMZ mode, which I don't mind. DMZ is a fine mode. It's not my favorite, but it is what it is. But if it's going to be like DMC, why even add the zombies in? Because this just doesn't even make sense, especially since DMZ fans, which I know there's a little bit of them, not a high amount, because they didn't really add content to DMC. They added a little bit of new buildings and stuff, but not much, especially since most of the fan base of DMZ and Warzone fell off. They stopped supporting it. So kind of to bring DMZ back in a way, they added zombies because they know us zombies fans love zombies. A lot of the zombie fans will be buying the new COD just because it has the word zombies in it. It has a pack-a-punch, it has the perks. And you know, it doesn't take much to convince us, ooh, maybe this game is worth a try. But me, on the other hand, I've been playing zombies so long, pretty much my entire life. It's, ooh, this camo's sexy, by the way. It's kind of hard to get me to get excited for titles like this, even though Treyarch did work on this mode, and you can tell because the perks look exactly from Cold War, and even the bosses look very Cold War-like. It still isn't enough to make me excited enough to just instantly drop everything and buy this COD, especially since multiplayer has not been fun for me for a very long time. So I wouldn't really be playing it for the multiplayer. I'd more or less play it for the campaign and the zombies. Although the engine of the new CODs have been fantastic and they look great as always, it's just always the gameplay that's always thrown me off. Now I will admit, them bringing back old classic Modern Warfare maps was probably the best idea they could have done for the multiplayer. I mean, it's obvious they're not going to get rid of this new system. Most casual fans just like how realistic the new CODs look, and that's pretty much all that matters to them. So they'll keep buying the new CODs anyways. And half these newer fans have never actually enjoyed the old classic good maps. So this is kind of a win-win for veterans and new players alike. So I understand this move, and it gets me somewhat excited because if it ever goes on sale and I buy it, I can start playing it. I'm not going to go out of my way to buy it though. It just doesn't make much sense. I didn't like Modern Warfare 2019 that much when I bought it. I didn't like playing MW2 at all. In fact, I didn't even buy the game. I've only played the Warzone and the DMZ mode. I saw other people play it, but yeah, again, just not my favorite. And then, yeah, this new game also doesn't catch my eye that much. It is whatever. And seeing this DMZ mode and them explaining it just doesn't make a lot of sense. It just has me so questioned of who's this for? What is the point of this? Why is it timed? There's no main Easter egg at launch, they said, so there's no Easter eggs to do. So it's a giant map, right? And there's a lot of normal AIs, normal zombies, which I'm sure is going to be fun. The act of killing zombies is always going to be fun, no matter what game. Even Vanguard, it was fun killing the zombies. It just was boring playing the maps, because the maps were like 3 rooms. Or Shino Numa remake, which was good, but that's not because the Vanguard system was good. That's because Shino Numa as a map is good. See how that works? That's why a lot of people actually praised Vanguard Zombies Shino Numa, because they actually thought, hey, wait, they added round base back. It's actually somewhat of a decent Easter egg, and it has somewhat fun weapons, and it's a fun game mode again. Crazy how round-based and actually a good map people like can instantly make people like the mode again. Yes, is it lazy? Absolutely. But as long as the maps are actually good and unique and fun to play on, it doesn't really matter which game it is. But they've somehow lost their way with this golden formula that hasn't really changed that much in the last 3 BO3s. It's been the same. They've added new mechanics and stuff, but the premises has always been the same. Just kill zombies. Killing zombies has always been fun, and on simple maps with unique, different identities. As long as the maps flow really well, and as long as the perks are cool, but have the same old classic perks, it's kind of like a guaranteed formula to a good experience. This is why BO3 has stood its time as one of the best zombies maps for so long. It's because it has custom map creation tools, and it's just so easy to get on this game and play it. Obviously, Activision has kind of ruined that a little bit with a lot of hackers on the PC version, so custom zombies playing custom zombies maps is not the safest, which they definitely do need to work on, but yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't make much sense. They have such a good formula with these old games, but these new games now just don't look great. Not only does it not look great, the intro missions they showed for DMZ Zombies just don't look appealing at all. It's, you go to this location, download intel, this lady, some story lore, you escort one of the AI to this other thing, protect her. Yeah, once you protect her, then you exfil. And that's kind of what the mission they showed. Maybe the missions get more, like, complicated and harder, and they said they want to add characters from Cold War and other old COD zombie maps for lore purposes. So I'm kind of excited to see what they do, I suppose. But, at the same time, yeah, it's like, how interesting can those missions be? Like, especially if it's all gonna be on the same map. I mean, hopefully they actually do updates to this map, unlike DMZ1 from, I guess, not DMZ1, DMZ from Modern Warfare 2. Actually updated, add things. I know they're adding Easter eggs and stuff, but they also actually need to change it if they want to make it interesting and a long-term thing. Especially since the exfilling part sounds like the most boring part of the mode. They took the best part of DMZ, where you got actual rewards like blueprints and stuff, and kind of made it boring by making it into zombies related stuff. Now it just sounds like, ooh, you're just hating. I just kind of want this mode to do good. And as a zombies fan, this doesn't make much sense for us. But also for the DMZ fans, this doesn't really make much sense for them. They're probably just going to find it very boring, killing the same old random AI zombies, which they never really cared about in the first place. And now they're exfilling with, wonder weapons and perks and stuff, which they can't use in multiplayer anyways. That was kind of the whole appeal, is that you could get special blueprints from the DMZ mode, and you kept those blueprints for like multiplayer or the other modes, DMZ, Warzone, and in Cold War too. I mean, the same thing kind of with that is it carried over. That's a different topic, but yes, the whole appeal of, yeah, you get special blueprints kind of goes away a little bit. Now, they didn't necessarily say there wasn't going to be blueprints, but they also never said anything about there being blueprints. So, I guess we'll have to see, but the only thing we heard so far is that you can, exfil, or when I keep saying exfil, that means after an hour, it pretty much, you have to leave, which is called the exfilling. That's how you get on a plane and you leave the mode. That's how you leave the mode, or the game, I guess. And keep all your stuff. If you just like leave, you would lose all your items that you brought with you and stuff. That's kind of the appeal of this mode. If you've never played DMZ, I guess I should explain that first. Oh well. I just kind of assume most people clicking on this video have played COD before or experienced COD. I'm not sure what I'll title this. I'll probably title it Mob the Dead Remake is Beautiful or something, and then probably add in MW3 Zombies Rant or something in it, because yeah, it's just very annoying that they're doing this. I'd rather just wait for the next Treyarch game, see if they actually do well with the zombies, because Cold War was actually a big hit. So I'd be interested to see if they can actually do it again, or if that was like the last straw, because I would really like to see zombies succeed more in its traditional form. Although Cold War did a lot of things I didn't like, cross-play and cross-progression was definitely one of the best things they had, especially for if they had a great zombies like game with cross-play and cross-progression. That would be amazing. I want to play these types of games with my friends on any platform. That's why I kind of wish BO3's Game Pass, they add BO3, and then you can just play custom zombies maps, because custom zombies on BO3, like, you have unlimited content like this. There's so many maps like this. Fantastic maps made by dedicated zombies fans, which Treyarch don't even seem to care about anymore. So it would be great to actually see the next Treyarch game and see if it's actually good. But I guess we'll talk more about DMZ since it's kind of the main thing, I suppose, we are talking about. But yeah, it just, the gameplay loop looks not very appealing. You go in, you spawn in with, let's just say, whatever gun you bring in, the equipment, and you go in, kill a bunch of zombies, go into a couple buildings, loot up or whatever, get cool items, hit the box, get a couple perks, and then you exfil. Let's say you did all that. Now the next time you come back, you instantly have all your perks, and you instantly have, let's say, your packed gun that you packed or whatever. Now that kind of defeats most the purpose for zombies. Because I would never see a scenario where you wouldn't just bring all your perks. Because I mean, yeah, if you're, for newer players, they're going to be scared to lose those items, but for zombies veterans, this doesn't make a lot of sense because, like, you just having the perks there just makes it so, oh, cool, I don't have to run out of my way to buy them, and it makes the gameplay loop way shorter because you get to do other things, which is, I guess, a benefit, but also a negative because it just eliminates half the fun and half the experience because you already are spawning in with all that stuff. I mean, it also makes a lot more sense. I understand why it's there. I'm not confused of why they put that in, especially since the map is so damn big. You kind of probably need this. But that's what the part I don't understand is, what is the benefit of making such a big section open world zombies map with 24 players if it's probably just going to be really repetitive and boring? I just don't understand this concept. It just doesn't make much sense because it doesn't look like a lot of replay value. As long as the bosses are fun, I suppose, that could be one of the saving graces of this mode. We've seen some of the bosses, and they do look really cool, but I just don't understand how this is going to be a long-term mode. This just kind of seems like another DMC incident where they had somewhat a lot of cool, unique ideas, and at first it will probably be a fun mode, but after like a week or two, it's probably going to fall off. They're not going to add more content to it, and it's just going to become very boring. Especially since if they don't add any more maps to this DMZ mode, which seems very unlikely, by the way, because if you don't know, this new DMZ map is literally just from the new Warzone map they're making. So the only reason they have this is because it's their current new Warzone map. So unless they update their current Warzone, which again seems doubtful, they've never done this. They've added a couple different new maps to Warzone, but that's after like long hiatuses of no map content or very little map content compared to games like Fortnite and other things of that nature. I just don't understand or see how this could benefit anybody. I don't know. All my negatives aside, I've been really enjoying MW3 Custom Zombies. It's been very, very fun. I would suggest probably picking it up if it ever goes on sale. Or yeah, there's rumors of it coming to the Game Pass, which would be phenomenal if all the old CODs came to Game Pass. Because a lot of people didn't actually get to experience those old classics, and being able to experience them on PC as well as console, and as people kind of showed a bit earlier on Xbox, it's actually somewhat safe to play all the older CODs now. Not completely, obviously, but they have done significantly correct steps in the right way to stop a lot of the hackers and a lot of the cheaters. It stops most of them, not all of them, obviously, but it's a step in the right direction. Now, hopefully, at some point, this means that there will be eventually be a safer version of these old CODs, just so people can actually somewhat experience these CODs and how they were meant to be played, instead of you being in fear of getting hacked or getting cheated or your class changes or you getting booted off or your IP leaking or any all this weird stuff that I feel like only COD people experience, because the COD community is wild. But that's my opinion on it, and let's hope that doesn't happen. Okay. I think this is going to be a good video. We're going to get to round 25 and end it here. I don't want this to be a super long rant video, but I wanted to post a little video and treat somewhat of a consistent schedule with videos. I'm also going to get back into streaming soon when I have a couple days off. Probably more Liza P. Get ready for more Liza P parts. I've been really enjoying Liza P and I want to play more of that. I'm getting excited for this new Overwatch event. There's probably going to be videos and streams on that, so get ready for that. Yeah, a lot of good stuff, a lot of good content coming up. In terms of COD, I'm not super excited for COD, but there's a lot of cool stuff to look forward to in October. It's always spooky month. It's always a fun month, honestly. I love October. It's a great month. So I know this video was kind of somewhat negative about DMZ, but I actually am very hopeful that I'm just wrong and incorrect and the mode will be good. So then I could just thankfully just bite my tongue and be like, I lied, DMZ is great. But as it stands, we haven't seen much of it, which is frightening, and it doesn't look super replayable. And from what I've heard, I haven't heard from many zombie YouTubers that this is gonna be good or this is great stuff. So, I don't know, man. That's gonna do it for this video. If you're excited for the next COD, comment down below or like the video so I can see what you guys have to think about this whole thing. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.